Thank you, Jan. Do you wonder how old-fashioned business can succeed in digital times? We were wondering as well. But before that, let me tell you one of my personal stories. I was visited by a lot of IT companies and consulting companies, and there's a lot of talks about BI, AI, and big data, and all these words. But all these meetings and discussions ended up with discussions about technologies and investments. But when I asked them to come back with a business case or some benefits, actually nobody came back. So then we realized that you have to know what the success is for you before you engage in the technology. So let us look at how we developed our success formula. And for us, success is needs times engagement times convenience. So we believe that you can be successful only once you identify the needs of customers, if you engage them, and you do it all in very convenient form. We all have our personal needs. Unfortunately, there is too many of them. Fortunately, in these times, you don't have to talk to each person, ask them what they need. The data and the technology itself and the behavior in digital environment will tell you what the customer needs. If you want to see how Bijali is identifying the needs of customers and profiling them, we can see the next video.
Every one of your customers is unique, and there are millions and millions of them. But how do you engage uniquely with each customer if all customers look the same? Bijali uses AI to transform data and build insightful and actionable customer profiles so you can engage your customers by delivering a hyper-personalized experience, providing relevant neighborhood trends, identifying changes in appliance usage, highlighting near real-time events, unlocking opportunities to save, and offering the right programs to the right customers. When you see each customer as they are, you can deliver hyper-personalized experiences. Click on each customer to see their journey.
E stands for engagement. What do you imagine if you think of an engaged couple? Is it about that promise or commitment? I don't think so, I think it's the engagement is a result, and it's a result of a frequency of contact and the time of the contact, so actually time well spent together. If you look at the frequency, utilities have typically one contact per year with customer. And even that contact is about the bill or is about, that something went wrong. So if you want to engage, once a year is probably too little. And what about the quality of contact? You first would like to see the conversation with your customer rather like this. And the quality, from our point of view, is created by personalized data. You have to talk about something very personal in a relationship. It's actually the level of privacy that leads to the engagement. To be engaged, you need very detailed personal information. To see how Bijali is getting this very private personal information and is engaging the customer, let's see the video.
Wondering how you're able to get an itemized list of the amount of energy used by each appliance? Is it magic? No, it's artificial intelligence. It's a bit like the AI used in facial recognition. Let's say we want to use this facial recognition to distinguish dogs from cats. It's basically the same with bill itemization, only identifying various appliances by their energy usage. For example, a washing machine goes through certain phases when doing a load of laundry, starting with adding water. then soaking, washing, and finally spinning to dry the clothes. A fridge's compressor, on the other hand, has a repetitive on-off cycle that runs 24/7. So after receiving a meter reading from your home, the system automatically compares it with the usage patterns it has learned over time, enabling it to identify each appliance and measure how much energy it has used. And voila! You have your itemized electricity bill.
You remember now? Success is NAC. So the last letter C stands for convenience. People love simple things and they want their needs to be solved immediately. So it's all about user experience and customer experience, and you really have to do it very, very conveniently. Otherwise, people just leave the application in the digital environment and you lose them. And if you do it very complicated and people have to click 20 times to get something, you will end up like this. And what happens if you identify the needs and you engage the customer and you do it all conveniently? Well, then you get Electrozoom. But let's now go into detail and have a look at the detailed product. So Andrei, please show us the case.
Thank you for the introduction, Miro. Let me firstly extend my greetings to everybody that is connected to this virtual space to find out more about smart metering and artificial intelligence data analysis. My name is Andrei. I'm responsible for the Electrozoom service and the Bijili partnership here at VSE. The Bijili solution has actually allowed us to provide customers with an informed look at their consumption data. And the service as a whole, the Electrozoom service, actually consists of two parts, them being email service and a portal app. The portal app actually offers a single place where customers can actually view their monthly analysis and more, basically. The portal as a whole actually consists of three parts: the inside parts, the tips, and the usage. The portal actually presents the monthly data in both euro and kilowatt hour values, and the actual appliance breakdown that is included on the portal can be broken down into 12 different categories depending on the relevancy of the household. The way that this goes about is actually utilizing the actual consumption data that is used, the 15-minute intervals that are collected with the smart meters here in Slovakia. Also data regarding localized weather in terms of temperature and sunlight, but also information, specific information that the customer can input into the portal via home online survey. Based on itemized consumption, we can actually present targeted content via the portal and the email to customers. This consists particularly of tips and recommendations for the household, which actually consists from everything from general tips for the household, specific product solutions that VSE offers, and the energy advisory service that is offered by VSE to optimize energy efficiency in the homes. Prioritization of the displayed tips and recommendations is actually determined by the categories that are included in the analysis. And with the included functionality, the customers can actually manage what kind of tips they see in terms of whether it's something that they've already done in their household, they're planning to do it, or it's not relevant at all. And as a result, we can actually optimize the type of recommendations that are included so that we always offer the most relevant and fresh recommendations to customers. Since location data is also used in the analysis, we can actually provide a comparison to similar homes to customers via the portal. As you can see here, we are showcasing the comparison to over 500 homes that are nearby to the actual user, and how they're actually faring in terms of energy efficiency in this particular category, which is entertainment. Lastly, the portal consists of the usage section, which actually showcases or includes all of the smart meter data that is on the portal as a whole, and the customer can actually view individual days, months, and the year as a whole in terms of consumption. And then this demo profile actually utilizes actual customer data to showcase how a customer can benefit from our energy advisor service in optimizing their household energy efficiency. So when looking at this particular customer, we can see that there has been quite a surge in electricity consumption, particularly for the month of April. When looking at previous months, we can see that the itemization or categories identified on the service are actually relatively consistent, but in this particular month, electrical space heating has appeared and accounts for most of this excess consumption. When we look further, we can actually see that the customer hasn't actually filled out their home profile, which basically consists of 18 questions which provide more detail about the consumption in the home and improves the accuracy of the itemization. So when I actually fill out this form with the most important information, and in this case the most important information was regarding space heating and electrical water heating, we get an updated itemization of this profile, and we see that all of the consumption for the space heating has actually moved to the other category, and the electric water heating category doesn't appear at all. So this means that there's some sort of irregular behavior in terms of consumption in this household. The questionnaire basically includes questions about that are relevant to all of the 12 categories of consumption that are included on the service, and they also help in terms of figuring out what kind of proportion of consumption is responsible for some of these categories. So even information regarding the size and type of the household is included. But going further, when looking at the usage section of the portal, we can actually see where the surge in consumption has happened. So when discussing with the customer, the energy advisor has actually figured out that on the 15th of the month, they actually turned on their electric water heater, and that's basically when the whole excess consumption has happened and has recurred again every time they actually turned it on. So as a result, they've figured out that the electric water heater is faulty or broken in some way and has been acting irregularly in terms of consumption, and the customer was actually offered the VSE electric water heater as a solution, and they actually opted for it. So from this example, we can actually see how the customers really could benefit from this portal and the service as a whole, and how VSE can benefit from being able to offer the right solutions at the right time for their customers.
To conclude, first of all, AI technology is helping the customer. The customer need is identified, and we helped the customer to save on energy bill. I think that's the most important, that it has some benefit at the end. And we did it through the success formula. So we have identified the need, we engage the customer into some topic, and we all do it in very convenient digital environment. So from my point of view, the old-fashioned business can survive only if the old Latin saying in vino veritas is changed to in data veritas. Thank you.